FURY.
And straight into the banding phase. This is sure to be an interesting one, to say the very least. So, I mean, I don't know how you're actually feeling it. I know you don't want to give a prediction, but...
Look, here's my prediction. I have a sinister feeling that it's going to be furious, and that's as much as you're getting from me.
God. You've been rehearsing that one out the back,
No,
haven't you?
I literally just thought of it then.
All right, Consulate to be first up. Now, it is quite awkward when you see Consulate come out because, you know, 2 losses for Fury and Six Master out of 2. So 2 of 2 they've lost on Consulate, and SiNister haven't played Consulate at all in Six Masters. But you know what? Potato, potato, right? Things happen. Things change.
Does anyone say potato?
Oh, yes, they do. Sure.
Isn't it tomato, tomato?
No, potato, potato. That makes sense.
Right, I'll trust you.
There's plenty of people out there saying potato right now.
All right, band phase. How are we thinking?
I don't really see anything that's kind of out of the norm there. Nothing that's really spiking out.
Yeah, potentially the Jackal band, but that's still not too crazy, is it? It's something we see fairly commonly.
Yeah, especially, you know, just banned out flat outright. We generally see some sort of roam clear being denied, and we saw that in the previous 3 of 3 maps where had either Lion or Jackal being banned out. So, you know, kind of gives you a good little script to start writing, but I think we're going to be on toward Gridlock on the Consulate to start off with. And we'll be heading downstairs into the basement. Now, they don't really have a Twitch or a Thatcher. That makes it a little bit more interesting for SiNister.
It makes it a little bit more interesting, but of course Bandit tricking on this bomb site can be completely denied just by an outside repel on piano, especially if you're going to use an operator like the Zofia to open up the floor.
Yep.
Or even if you take control of it and just use you know, the sledge or even the Gridlock secondary shorty.
Yeah, that's true. Very easy with the sledge, obviously, just coming through for the opening. And so you've got many ways of denying that from up top of piano where the camera currently is, just right above that truck. I'll be able to take control, and it doesn't look like Fury have put too much attention in there. Do you see the cap can come out?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think it's one of those operators I love to say they're more effective the less you pick them.
Yep.
Right? Because then it's not as expected, if ever.
Love to say that about Fuse, but in the last game that didn't really turn out too well, did it? It was a bit of a rough one right at the last. So, this of course being SiNister's map pick, they will have to attack first. Ooh. That's Shade opening up really early on, actually, and he's still sticking around. It's actually Spruce that's sticking around to try and take the fights. They have dropped Luna as well, but we'll be able to lifeline back on up.
Yeah, uses the withstand ability. Nico going to cover with the smoke as well, and that was a really strange early engagement. Fury had the sausage. Sorry, Spruce had the sausage, right? The shotgun on the cap can. That's really not what we see too often.
Yeah, but it's Spruce. So,
you know, it worked, right?
Yeah, it certainly did. Gave him the opportunity, but down he falls. So, at the end of the day, as long as he's put them all in, Luna's just going to come along and knock them off 1 by 1. But still, 1 HP, so there's a good opportunity for Fury to go the man advantage up. However, Shade's quite low as well, so you don't want to be counting anyone out just yet.
Shade took a lot of damage in that early engagement as Fisher guy. He's going to take some punishment through the floor. Looks like Vicious has been down. That's the thermite. And there's a cap trap kill. That's not something you see too often. SiNister, they look a bit rattled right now. Vicious, he's in a very tough position and needs to be picked up soon.
Yeah, this is the playstyle we were talking about that's just so confusing, so hard to play against, because what do you expect there in that situation? You've now got 2 players that are going to be so low on HP. Nico on the Gridlock, so a little bit more to use, but
the only full HP one, isn't it?
Yep. Full HP, 3 armor, and oh my god, Wardens.
Oh, they haven't even got Garage open yet.
Nope, it is looking pretty grim at this stage for SiNister. They are not really being given any opportunity to make their way down into the ward basement. Every time they tried to take a fight upstairs, it didn't really end too well for them.
They're just going to have to go in through Spiral, I reckon. There's no way they're going to be able to force their way in through here. Luna finds the headshot onto Rock, but she is only 5 HP, and she will fall eventually to the Maestro camera, the Evil Eye.
Well, that's a way to do it, I guess. Find yourself a couple of kills, and you can see just all happy smiles, happy faces on the side of FURY. I would dare say, regardless of the result, you'll probably look across at them at any point in time, and they'll be having a laugh. Yeah,
SiNister just trying to play a bit too fast.
Yep.
Right, like it's LAN, you only got 3 minutes per round, you got to go fast. Yes, but you have to do your due diligence.
There we
I can't
go.
even say that yet.
I was waiting for it.
I hate it, but it's a good way to say it. You're legally required to clear the whole map.
And you are, because you've seen exactly why. You've just had pretty much free kills coming through for FURY with little to no resistance, no trade possibilities either. So
look at Rock. He seems like he's signed about something, and Warden's looking a bit cheeky. Like,
they've got something up their sleeve. They're feeling pretty confident about this. So definitely, I mean, at the end of the day, you have a look at how the map veto went, and it is a bit of a strange one, isn't it? Apart from realistically the bank. Yeah,
like I wouldn't be surprised if SiNister wanted to play this map and Cafe and got it. But, you know, FURY be like, just activated my trap card.
Oh, God. At least you've dropped in a cheeky little reference there.
Well, okay, you just activated my trap map, okay? Like, there you go.
All right, so straight into lobby. We're not going to see anything upstairs just yet.
Shade took a bit of damage from that impact. Only 5 HP, 10 HP, but still damage and all. Very wary of the window in Visa there.
Not shy at all to try and take the fights, that's for sure, and I would dare say that will continue to be a theme throughout this entire matchup. There's going to be Rock waiting with the shotgun. Can't miss from that range. Nico will be scratching his head at that one.
It's a rock to the face if I've ever seen one. You should have seen the look Manic just gave me. All right, is it Luna's going to be? It's going to be Luna's turn, right? She's going to get in the exact same position.
Learns from the previous mistake. That's called due diligence right there, ensuring. But the problem is, just stick away from it at this point. You may as well not be fighting this area, because if they've got 2 players there, or even 1, my God, Spruce, no, not like this. Oh, Spruce, you hate to love it. You love to hate it, but
oh God,
that's pretty much just unraveled this entire round, because Fisho guy completely up. He hasn't been able to spot the other player. Gets away scot-free, so 3 versus 4, and that is just a wild one.
That's one of those nerves things, I think. It also shows the pea shooter that Valkyrie's MPX can be. It's a headshot weapon, that's for sure. And let me tell you, he did not hit a head.
No, not even close. Oh, that's an interesting one. 2 players low for SiNister at the moment, so they still need to tread with caution. Is that Warden running up the exit stairs? Fair enough. Hasn't made his way completely up, but at least they do have a little bit of control down on that side of the map.
So SiNister have a minute, and you know they've got control of this top floor. Now they're going to try and put themselves in a position where they can execute, right? Warden's going to try and flank up those exit stairs to try and hit them as they're about to execute. So he has to time that right. It's pretty hard to do, of course.
That's the thing, you don't want to make too much noise. There's still 1 player just sitting up there. I believe that might have been Luna. It was actually Copper and Luna as well. They'll both fall down. Nicely done from Warden. We were saying about the flank, and it comes to full fruition. Now Golden's just waiting for those initial peaks to come in, but I don't think they're going to just yet. They've got 25 seconds left, and it's burning through Monkey.
Yep, 20 seconds. They're going to run into lobby. Now Warden's at the hatch. He's going to spray them down. In fact, Golden's going to get the other. And that's a round that FURY managed to claw back, because on the flip side, SiNister took too long once they had that top floor control.
Yeah, they certainly did. It, a 4 versus 3, and they honestly wasn't even near him. Good Spruce.
It wasn't horrible. Right, it wasn't horrible. It was just a miss.
That's something I would expect to do.
Look, and no harm, no foul. They run away with the round anyway.
They certainly do. Managing to claw that back, I mean, that's a huge play from Warden. I didn't really get to touch on Warden too much, but he has been a rock for FURY.
and what's rock mean? A warden?
A warden?
Of the top floor.
Question mark?
You shall not pass into this room.
That was That was one of the more interesting rounds I think I've seen in a while.
Yep. I really think SiNister have started like a really old engine. Like, you know, they're like fitting and exploding. Like, they're not running smoothly just yet.
Yeah. No. And the thing is, it might actually, I hate to say this, but it might take a half. It might take a map for them to really get running. And, you know, by that time, you've seen it before on lands. By the time teams do finally get into the groove and start feeling comfortable, sometimes it can be too late. So,
to be fair, Consulate is fairly defender-sided, right? Like, it's one of the maps where we see defenders can pull up 5-1 halves, then end up going to overtime.
Yep. Yeah, very heavily favoured. So, with the 2 first rounds going the way of Fury, they'll be feeling pretty confident. And I would dare say, if we just keep a point of view on Spruce, we'll probably see him jump out a couple more times.
You know, it's some good content.
That's great content. Can't complain about the content here at Six Masters, that's for sure.
So, first port of call here for SiNister looks like to be trying to take control of that admin office. And we saw Golden toss a goo mine towards it. They're not going to try and hard hold it. They're not going to hold it with their lives. But, you know, they're going to try and deter what they can. The drones are coming on out from Vicious, Fisho, and Copper, both repelling, both ready to jump on in when the call comes out. Here we go.
Already making their way through to admin. So a lot of control being given towards SiNister. Not really competing at that point. But Nico, oh geez, that would be a shot, wouldn't it? You watch him peek into that as well. He knows exactly where he is. Oh my word, I'm not sure who I'm more worried for at this point.
Yeah, he hits these.
There you go. Get absolutely deleted. Shade and Spruce is still just hanging around in lobby. So
Spruce is going to go for another run out. He wants to redeem himself.
Oh, he's going to have to after that first one. That was absolutely woeful. And he's thinking about it right now, or he's just baiting out Nico there. Knows that he's going to watch the angle, but not just yet. Spruce waits.
So smart from Spruce. He said, I'm here, and that's immediately put Nico on alert. He knows he can't repel up. He has to be ready and make sure it's clear before he goes any further.
So there's going to be the long line being held by Fisho if they need be. Nico's so worried about that cam that's already been thrown out. Warden's getting a fair bit of information at this point. Just needs to be careful, of course, in a bit of a tricky oh, wow, Spruce with the C4 on toward Luna. And now surely Rock's not going to do it again. Runs back across with the shotgun at the face of the window, but this time SiNister lucky to get away with that.
I'm just surprised Rock is allowed to play here so aggressively. Copper will find Golden, however, but there's Rock to find his own. Spruce to trade back Copper as well, and it is just Nico and Vicious. Nico will find Spruce, however, and finally Rock onto Vicious. So Nico in the 1-on-2. He's already, found 2? He'll have to find 4 if he wants to win this round for SiNister.
So Spruce eventually redeemed himself on the jump out. So Nico just ensuring fully under cover when taking the goo mine out. Obviously, a lot of intel gathering still there for Fury. Just waiting and playing actually pretty patiently, all things considered. 20 seconds left. The diffuser's still all the way across toward A. It's almost halfway to what administered.
Well, he has to frag out here. There's no chance to plant.
Still waiting for the contact. Goo mine does stick in toward the foot. Rock will find the free kill. There we go. Getting up and about.
I've been so impressed with Rock so far. Coming into this weekend, I think he looked fairly nervous, but he has stepped up huge. He's been nice, calm, and collected with his shotgun.
Right.
Boom. Plenty of one-taps with it.
There's 2 plays, both of them just waiting patiently in toward the cheeky little stairs. Shotgun, perfect range for that in the face of the window as well. So SiNister, not exactly the start that they would have been wanting, and you can see the polar opposite kind of attitudes that both of these teams have right now. SiNister would be pretty concerned with how it started out, considering how much fun they'd be seeing Fury have, because that is, again, one of the huge elements is just being able to look across and see the other team, right?
Yeah. You can see they've got game face on, though. They are discussing. They are going in-depth. Like, I'm sure their coach, Shifty, is going to be behind. I'm assuming we've got a pause right now, and going to be talking tactics with them. And sometimes it might not be tactics. It might just be, all right, guys, calm down.
Yep.
You know, you've started okay, and there's been some moments of brilliance, but you need to just tighten it up a little bit.
Well, SiNister definitely going to need to tighten it up. Jeez, don't put the camera on him for too long.
Cheeky man.
So with FURY gaining so much confidence, all successful defenses, they now head back down in toward the garage, and Spruce is going to swap out for the mute in the last second.
I like what they've done here, right? They've revealed the cap can, which was effective on the last time they defended this bomb site, and now they're going to change it out to the mute. So the team is going to be checking for these cap cans diligently.
Yep.
They're not going to find any, and it's it's just going to be that little bit extra to waste, what, maybe 5-10 seconds over the whole round.
And yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot, but even when you look at that previous round with Nico, right, there's 14 seconds left and still trying to find the kills. You know, if you got an extra 10 seconds, maybe you might be able to play on the mine there, but it's all the little things that do help. And if you can buy enough time, if you can delay so much that SiNister are so concerned around every corner. I mean, we saw one of the cap traps take down, I think it was Luna? Or Vicious?
I think it was, no, it was, I want to say Spruce, but Spruce was the one that got the kill. I think it might have been Fisher.
Regardless, we found a cheeky little trap kill. So
it wasn't Luna because she was that last.
Oh, she was too. Yeah. Just down in bathroom. Who was actually going to be revived. There we go. We figured it out. We've brought the story back full circle. But oh god, could you imagine Shade just holding, waiting for them to try and push up into ward admin, and he's just sitting in Visa.
Well, I think what FURY have done so far is they have played very unpredictable. Like as I said, like Drunken Monkey, Kung Fu.
Yes.
Kind of what it is, isn't it? Like they're doing the unexpected.
No, 100%. And that was something that we were worried about coming into this. Was obviously the play style of FURY. It's not like your Auglis or your Fnatic, or not even like your Acme. You know, like Acme, very fast, very intense. You know, they're happy to go and send the one player out. Auglis, who are pretty diligent in everything that they do, but FURY are just FURY. And there you go again, Shade finding the opening kill onto Fisher Guy, and actually going to push back into ward Visa. There could be another kill, but Copper waiting with open arms.
Shade has found so many openings. They're having so much trouble just pinning down his position as the Jaeger.
Been very problematic, so Shade's more or less done his job at that point. Been able to take down the IQ. A little bit of extra information, but the rest of FURY are just turtled on that bottom site.
If you're wondering what Luna just did there, threw a drone in over a mute jammer, or at least I'd assume so. Picked it up because it was jammed and had to throw it past. Yep, because those mute jammers are paying havoc with how they're going to drone out. But, you know, just because it's a mute jammer doesn't mean you can't drone past it.
Just got to give it a good launch. Absolutely send it. Feels like they're starting to get a bit of an idea as to what they want to do here. This time around in the first round, things had gone completely sideways. And Nico trying to open up. It's going to be Rock taking down Copper. Luna's so worried about it now as well.
Vicious wants to rotate around and get the garage open. There's only 50 seconds left, so they're going to have to do this soon. They have taken care of all the batteries, and I don't think there's any mute jammers here. So we're going to see this garage open now. So Nico will find Spruce, almost a second, but Rock to trade him straight on back. Luna's going to take up this position now, and it is all up to Vicious and Luna.
This is going to be incredibly tight. 30 seconds left as they make their way back in. They've still got 3 players to deal with. Do you mind giving extra information that was pretty much already there, but some pre-fires might give them exactly what they need. Luna just trying to hold on to the line. The time is ticking. Warden takes down Vicious, and it's all up to Luna. Finds the first kill, but as they go for the vault, Rock's there waiting.
It's 4 in a row here for FURY. They are looking schmick.
I think Spruce is just enjoying the environment right now. You can see the roars of the Titan down that far end there. Every time they went around, keep your eyes on that far side of the desk. Very emotional.
He's a character, isn't he? He's a big character.
That he is. That he is. So, oh, the Lion. Is that I think that's the first time we've seen the Lion picked.
No,
so
hard
far.
breach either, because FURY are going to go to the lobby.
Interesting.
And they are.
There we go. Read it perfectly.
Yeah, so of course they've been winning every defense. So they're probably going to continue cycling in the same way they have been. There are other choices to go to the split bomb site, which, you know, no one really likes.
So it looks like Rock's going to be playing from up above lobby once again with that shotgun. And, well, if history and memory serves correct, we are definitely going to see quite the havoc being wreaked by Rock. And had 8 kills.
Yeah, he has been standing up. You know, Rock has been a long-time mainstay in the scene. When I first started playing competitively, he was on the top competitive team at that time.
Was that one of these back in my days?
Back in my day, yes. He was on a team called Royal, and oh, that was a long time ago. Real OGs remember.
The men's. All the men's. But looks like we are going to see very similar to what we saw from Fury in the first one. SiNister, I mean, this is where they've got to adapt, right? Because if they can't adapt to the lobby hold in which they had in the first time, I'm not going to be feeling confident whatsoever. This is really nice, though.
Yeah, I like this. C4's up through the floor, through barricades and such, can be so effective, and it's just one of those extra things that you have to be watching out for. Like Rainbow Six is almost sometimes one of those games where you have to do a checklist, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to be tossing up C4s from here. They're not going to be jumping out from this window like Spruce is about to.
And then even after you've done all of that, something's still going to happen that you didn't expect.
Yeah, you still got to win your gunfights too. So.
Yep, it happens at the end of the day. So, dare say Spruce, like you're saying again, he's so hungry. He's pretty much got all of the windows pre-prepped, ready to go.
I like this. He's going to open up the hole so he can see, and I'd assume when someone rappels on in through.
Oh.
I don't know if he heard or if he saw, but it looks like up above him they may have gotten past scot-free.
The problem was, I think, as the player decided to rappel in, he was running backwards and shooting at the same time, so maybe the audio cue not too good. Shade needs to be so careful right now. Tries to leg it through, but Luna's there waiting. Lion E1D charge was coming through. Rock. Oh no, what are you going to get done here? Fisho guy just goes completely into the crosshair. Stick the barrel in and find the kill. Still got a way out, and look at this from Spruce, being able to find the shots coming through. They've got so many avenues to get out of this. Fury are looking so good right now.
Yeah, SiNister just maybe stepping a bit too quickly. They needed to slow that down a bit, and that's allowed Fisho to go down. Nico's lucky to be alive as well. Spruce, once again, not able to hit that all-important headshot with the MPX.
Poor Spruce. We'll get it one day. We'll get him one day, Spruce, I promise you. Pretty sure he hasn't killed him once yet. He's always been on that one little angle, but he's still trying to hold. He's still looking for it. He might be given something from those upstairs players. Surely they don't just drop on through, because got 2 ready for it.
30 seconds, though. SiNister need to make a play. They can't just sit outside and wait for Fury to start peeking on into him.
Spruce is in prime position because it looks like they might actually go for this drop. They've got 2 or 3 players. The flash is coming through. He still can't find the kill, but he's been able to get the information. He's had to back away completely. Does he go for the run? No, it's going to be Warden holding down the exit stairs as well. Spruce, he's still got the opportunity to repel if he wants. He's found another as well. It gives them enough room to move. There's only 8 seconds left. They're still being taken down. Warden finds 1, but Fish is on the trade. 2 to find. Diffuser needs to be stuck at this point. They don't have a choice. Golden comes through, and once again, Fury reigns supreme.
This has been flawless from the Fury lads so far, hasn't it? And they are all smiles.
All smiles, all laughs. This is exactly what we expected to see from Fury. It's literally the pregame was us saying Fury are a bunch of jokers. They're going to enjoy their time no matter what happens. Win, lose, draw. They just, well, I guess they can't really draw, can they? It's.
I must be honest, but SiNister really don't look ready here, do they? Like Fury are like a step ahead every single time.
Yeah, it's been a serious concern. But I also think just the loosey-goosey style that Fury kind of have with their ability to just fall back. You know, obviously
hard to pin down.
Yeah, they're not just literally, you know, loosey-goosey and they're just playing however they want. You can see the structure behind it, but they're also just really relaxed. When they find the kill, they back away. They make it even harder for the trade, if impossible. And SiNister just are running around rather like headless chooks.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but they did pick this map, didn't they?
I believe so, Monkey. I think you're right on that one. So
it's one of those things that, so there it says in the top left-hand corner. It's like Fury have been keeping it in their back pocket all season only to bring it out when it matters. Could you imagine?
That would be a pain. But I guess the
I
other...
don't believe that for a second.
No, not even slightly. They just lucked it. But I think for SiNister, there is still some hope, and that would be Bank, right? Because Bank is still a map in which they do play, they have played, and they've still got an opportunity in this. They don't really, like, they're not, their backs aren't technically up against the wall yet, but with 5-0 down, it's really hard to take the positives out of this map.
Well, if they win this round, I'm going to believe, I reckon, that they can get the comeback on.
I think that's fair enough.
As I said, we've seen teams come back from 5-1 before, just because of how the defense of Consulate plays.
The so powerful defense.
It's a very claustrophobic map, and the attackers need to be great at cutting it down to size, right? And we haven't really seen much of that from SiNister at all.
No, it feels like everywhere that SiNister have gone to roam clear, FURY have just been chilling out.
I think the thing is that SiNister are spreading out too much, maybe.
I think they're trying to clear.
Like, they're
too solo?
Yeah, they're trying to clear a lot of things on their own with just the drone backup or whatever, right? Like, very rarely we'll see two people go into the same room.
Yeah, it's true, actually. And when they do, it's always spread and near impossible to find the quick trade, and eventually you actually open yourself up. Spacing is such a huge thing in FPS. And
oh, yeah. Like, you don't want to be so close together that they can spray both of you down, but you don't want to be so far away that they can, you know, just kill one, then kill the next, right? Which is similar, but different. Oh, Luna!
Jeez, that's a little bit too close for comfort at that point. Fisho has been able to spot out one. Luna will find the kill on the Shade. Now we're starting to run, but Spruce has something to say about it. It's a 3 versus 4. Still a minute 20 left, but look at how much progression. My God, Spruce again coming through. 2
headshots for Sprucey there. Finally managed to tame that beast, the MPX.
About time, I think, is maybe what we should be saying. Poor Spruce, a little bit of abuse, but...
Nice run, but 3-3, and SiNister starting to look like they've given themselves a foot in the door here in this round, but it's not all the way in yet, is it?
No, and that's the problem there. Maybe their toes in the door, but Spruce, oh my word, if he finds this kill, it'll be devastating. They're going to go ahead and pinch him down, and all of a sudden a 2 versus 3. 45 seconds left, so they've still got plenty of time to work with. Oh, this is so dangerous. If Golden peeks into it, he's going to fall as well. All of a sudden, you've got Rock on the SMG-11 at range to try and win this.
Rock has been stepping up huge, but can he do it for a flawless half? 1v3, Nico is lit. But, you know, if I was him, I'd be going with that shotgun because he has been nuts with it so far.
Yeah, that he has. He'll be able to swap out nice and quick. I think there's just too many angles for him to try and deal with right now. You can see the players repelling on the outside. There's 2 repelling. Oh, this could be absolutely massive. No, it's going to slow him down completely.
Still the C4.
But he's still got an opportunity here. Oh, they're being able to ping him out. And oh, he's let it go too early. Oh. That could have been everything right then and there. He's now going to have to try and find the players, but he is being taken down from behind. And that is going to be the first round on the board for SiNister. A sigh of relief.
What did I say, Rob? If SiNister pick this one up, I think they've got the comeback.
The ball rolling.
The ball rolling. All right, let's see.
The worst part about this is, I just don't think FURY really have the mindset in which they care to the point where it breaks them. Do you know what I mean? Like, for some teams, that would be like, not tilting, but it would be frustrating losing that last round. But I feel like FURY are just like, well,
lol.
We won 5, so 5 out of 6 ain't bad.
You know why I always make the super outlandish predictions?
What's that?
You know why I always make the super outlandish predictions?
Why?
Because if you're wrong, everyone's like, yeah, of course he was going to be wrong. But if you're right,
You know, if you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
I get you there. So now we will be swapping sides. Let's see how comfortable FURY are on their attack of Consulate. You were saying before you got to hear in a bit of a chat with FURY and the fact that they're feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, well, they were definitely happy with the maps that were chosen. All right. Top floor for SiNister, however. Interesting to see the contrast between the operator selection, right? Like, we're seeing Rock on the Buck. Now, Buck is such a powerful operator on Consulate here, but you can see that SiNister, instead of taking the Buck, we're taking the Gridlock instead.
Yeah.
Right? Because, of course, she has that shotgun. It's not as powerful for self-destruction, but it's fairly close, and she has that extra utility of the track stingers. So, as for the rest of it, fairly similar.
We'll see whether FURY bring anything new into this, or if it's going to be same but different. It is
same but different.
Yep. Well, Copper getting pretty antsy, looking for something that might be swinging on past, but no one's really out there just yet, so he does have that possibility for a run out later if he wants to.
It's a lot of remodeling done over in connector there.
Yeah, certainly is.
Oh, here comes the coconut.
Ooh.
I think that was a Maestro camera.
Yes, certainly was.
And the barbed wire that's over there in the corner.
The old evil eye. And something we didn't really get to see too much of on SiNister's side was how they were really setting up for things, because it didn't look like there was a lot of setting up. There was a lot of early engagements that they were taking, but
look at FURY. They're like surrounding this top floor on rappel.
So much confidence right now oozing from Rock, who's just happy to take these peaks, try and take the early engagement. Spruce as well now opening up another area which SiNister are just by no means losing any control of anywhere on the map just yet, but SiNister are doing a good job at least ensuring that rotates aren't easy.
The thing is, right, like FURY are looking like they're busy, but they're not really doing much, right? They're just sitting around waiting.
I'm not going to lie, that would have had to have been one of the biggest Kobe's I've ever seen in my life if he'd actually hit that Copper. Just manages to find it in the end, but can he secure the kill?
Where's the trade?
Well, I don't even think they knew where they were coming from at that point, but Shade has found something in return. And actually on the site,
yeah,
this is getting pretty dangerous for SiNister.
I think Nico's in a bit of a hot spot right now, in between Shade and Rock right now. I think the drone might have spotted his position out as well.
Not putting a lot of attention on him, so
when you can't see the ADS until you pull out your IQ, but oh, Nico in a very tight position, as I said, over connected. There's Fisho and Nico to strike on their own. Shade's going to reply, but he's going to be down himself, leaving it all up to Rock. Just 5 HP to his name.
And the second he goes in the connector, it should have been watching, but I think maybe they are alert to it. You can see the player in bathroom just rotating to watch the long line.
They're just playing passive, right? Like, he has to plant, and if he's going to try that, that's when they start pushing.
Oh, wow. Did not spot anything there, but now they know exactly where he is. The shot's flying through from connect up. 10 seconds left. Rock, there is absolutely no way you pull this out. I mean, it would be an absolute bamboozle of a round if he makes it even nearly possible. Well, there we go. He gets a free kill in the end. So, getting up and about for the SiNister squad.
You can hear the let's go from Shifty. I think he's getting told off from the admin there. Or I believe they're called referees these days.
The referees.
For being a bit too loud there.
We do have a FURY tactical pause, so they don't want to let that ball get rolling too early. You know, you were saying 5-1. It's not out of the realms of possibilities to bring that back for SiNister, but still, FURY are just ensuring that they take every precaution to ensure it does not happen.
I think we are definitely going to be seeing the tale of two halves. Whether FURY are able to scrape those 2 attack wins to get the victory here, it's one of those ones that's just hard to call. It's going to be like, well, let's see how this round goes more than anything. I know that sounds lazy, like lazy analysis, but that's the truth of Consulate.
The old sleepy analysis. Oh, go on, give us a smile. Oh, geez, that is rock hard.
He's pumping the chest because FURY?
There's an ongoing joke between the FURY boys.
Okay.
I was watching them last night, so they'll know what's going on.
Oh, they have their own little Norango kind of dance, right? But it's yeah, I see.
It's the FURY boys. Well, Matt, look, it might be a community thing, and I haven't seen it before, but I definitely saw them doing that quite a bit last night, so loving having a good laugh. And we're back into it with realistically 2 rounds in it for FURY just to completely take it from underneath.
Seeing the Twitch come out here for Shade. No Bandit. No Cade. Just the mute.
As we dealt with swiftly. you'd have to say.
Yeah, especially with the Thatcher up on the board. Obviously, I would say that SiNister aren't really planning on denying entrance to the garage.
Yep.
But even then, right, Bandit's such a good operator anyway. Good gun, C4.
Take it up with them.
Beautiful beard.
Bearded gentleman. Well, they do bring in the castle. Don't think we've really seen where those barricades have...
Castle. It's such a Melbourne way to say it. Sorry, Melbourne way to say it.
Melbourne. How do you say it?
Castle? Yeah.
Castle.
Castle.
I dance in the castle.
Castle. All right. Yeah, they got the castle out.
Yeah, I'm getting roasted.
Maybe everyone at home is going as if he says it castle.
Please, help.
Back on the game though. The Twitch pick, as we touched on, is interesting, but yes, it is something that will back the Thatcher up, and not even 40 seconds have passed, and they've already got this garage open.
And that, like, the thing is, sometimes you can, oh, that's going to be a spot of bother for SiNister. Sometimes you can see teams take a little bit too long because they're worried about certain things, and maybe they don't get to the wall, and by the time it hits 2 minutes, now they're opening the wall, but they've got so much extra information here, Fury, wasting no time whatsoever at ensuring that they do take the maximum opportunity. They're actually going to open up both sides. Plenty of access points.
This is a really strange defense, I'd have to say. It's one of those ones where they've said, all right, go ahead and plunk. And they don't have a ton of denial up on the board if that's what's going to come on out.
I think both the Maestro cams are gone now due to the Thatcher or the Twitch, either one. Ooh. It's going to be Copper taking down Spruce early on.
With the UMP.
It's not the way they probably wanted to start, but it's the way they have. And still Fury they don't feel rushed at this point. They're just happy to take their time. Again, still got multiple angles they do need to be concerned with. One player in behind Van. It's falling apart pretty quickly for Fury here. They do lose Rock as well, who has been quite the player. Warden might just stick it at this point. Do they have any denial right now? I don't think that they do. No, they do. It's actually Fisher Guy from underneath that finds the kill. They find a trade. It's still possible for them to make this work.
Yeah, that's 2 quick kills coming out here for Fury, and they're just going to go as far into the bomb site as they can. Golden with the long-range shotgun, but not quite working. Nico to find him, a Shade to trade it back, putting him into the 1-on-2. Or can't find the follow-up, and Luna to close things on out there. I tell you what, you put some smoke grenades down, and that is a Fury round.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if they're just watching the back of the van, they didn't really have any information on that player who popped on down. Fisher Guy, I think it was, but you know, there were so many good opportunities for Fury to take that.
See if they kind of acmeed it where they all run into the bomb site.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is chaotic, but...
It's chaotic, but it works.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes. I must say sometimes. Oh, the clash. Righty-o. First time we've seen clash so far in the playoffs. Nope, never mind. Damn, I'm upset.
Switching over to the Mozzie.
Get baited.
Defending lobby here, though, Manic. This is what I like, right? You put these mute jammers on the floor below, and their jamming radius is actually more of a sphere.
Yep.
So they're going to also be jamming up above. So if you put them on like raised objects on the floor below, it still jams on the floor above. So that's what Fisher Guy's doing down here. Of course, they are pretty easy to deny, but
just to begin with, it's a pain.
Yeah, just an extra step that the attackers have to do in that, you know, never-ending checklist.
That's right, it's a long event.
Hey?
We're just getting rolling.
Yeah.
We've all of us have had a little stumble with them. All right. SiNister are not even 2 rounds away from bringing this back now. They are feeling pretty damn confident now that they've moved across toward that defensive side. So maybe the 5-1 half is not at all.
Oh, C4, here we go.
Oh, God, that could have been absolutely devastating.
Just a bit too much on it, but Copper's there to clap Shade in the head. Beautiful long-range headshot. Completely shut down the IQ. It's a good operator to get off nice and early.
Yeah, certainly is. No need to worry about the
Device planted.
Electronical gadgets, devices. You have no real worry. Spruce just so worried about the jump out. He's done it so many times that he himself is worried.
You got to be worried about runouts. It's one of those maps. Well, Nico gets flashed to all white, but he is still alive. He's all white and all right.
That's it. Golden looking for that entry in toward Piano. Be interesting to see how Fury actually decide to react to this and take it. While Warden taking down Nico, that's a good way to start. That's the Maestro off the board.
Tries to make his way right into the bomb site, but Copper's up above. You must clear out the top floor before you can start pushing into this bomb site. Otherwise, that happens. Almost the trade back, however.
Looks like they're starting to secure a little bit of Piano with Golden pushing in. Rock manages to find one from behind. If he finds that kill on the Copper, could be all over Red Rover from there. But Spruce is now left in a 1 versus 3. Has so many angles to clear. Top floor is completely dirty, so he's got no clue what's up there. And there's so many different angles making his way through. Copper finds another. SiNister, the ball is well and truly rolling.
Copper with a 4K on the Jaeger. Started off so nicely with that long-range headshot, and then 3 more through the round. I think most of them through that hatch there?
Yep.
2 of them, at least.
2 through the hatch, 1 as they came up, and yeah, it's... And the one to start with onto... I'm not even going to try and take a stab in the dark.
Admin.
Yeah, in admin we'll do that. It's a lot more quiet from the Fury camp right now. Haven't really been getting up and about. There's nothing really to get up and about for. Especially with SiNister slowly starting to roll along. To be a little bit concerned by that.
You think an OT? I kind of have that niggly little feeling, right?
Yeah, I really do think at this point it is going to be OT because still there's 3 rounds in it. And all it takes is one from Fury and we head straight into OT. But I actually, right now, I can't see them winning 2.
Look at this. Luna, Copper, and Nico all showing up, right? Nico, 2 months ago, he was a sub on this team and is taking them by storm now.
And that's, that can be the difference maker when you make roster changes. It's not even necessarily the player that he may have replaced was even less of a player. It's just, chemistry starts to work a little bit better. Different styles of gameplay. I mean, when Fury are doing some of the stuff Fury are doing, they can walk into open arms, I guess.
Well, round number 10 here, Mr. Monday.
Yes.
I think what Fury have done really well is they're good at getting one person into the bomb site, but they need to do more. Right?
Yeah.
They need to get 2 or 3 people just into the bomb site, taking that map control and not letting it go.
Yeah, if that's what they're going to do, if they're going to stick one, you may as well try and flood at least another in for the buddy system. The buddy system, more times than not, will be a lifesaver. Now, obviously, Spruce with the reinforced bathroom walls won't really be able to help that teammate out on top. Warden trying to find the long angle. Not going to be given anything, but Spruce eventually does take down Luna, who's on a lesion, so no more goon mines to be placed, only the ones that remain.
Bit of a blow to start things off with for SiNister. Fury, is that their first opening in a while? I feel like it might be.
Yeah, it almost feels like it, doesn't it? They haven't really been able to get anything rolling in this half at all. It's been pretty dry, and there's Copper coming back through. Nico as well taking down Spruce, but Rock's on it, and Warden too. Blink and you miss it. 4 quick frags, and all of a sudden Fury back out on top. Vicious, however, still holding down the site. They've just got a lot of different areas they need to be careful of as they make their way through.
A minute 30 down, and we've had half the people die. It's, I don't know, mathematically nice, I suppose, but it's not how these games normally go, is it?
No. It's perfectly timed smoke bay to actually push out the player, and that's going to be the smoke case curing the kill.
They are both on the bomb site here. Copper and Vicious going to have to tag team. They're going to line up for Copper, and he's going to hit 2 swift headshots. Look at the sign of relief on Fisher guy's face there. He is looking quite relieved, and we're going to go even, Steven.
Yeah, I think this is what we wanted to see coming through. This is the crucial round. We could possibly even see 6 straight rounds come through from SiNister, because that right there, that is a huge momentum gainer.
Can I just say that I called it?
You did. You
called
most certainly did. I'll give you that through and through, because this should not have gone this way. So much joy was on the side of Fury. They were up and about, having a laugh, and all of a sudden, dead faces.
As I said, this is how Consulate goes.
Yep.
And that's also, I suppose, points more towards how the current meta is anyway, of attacking just being so much harder than defense, because on defense you can play fairly static, but if you want to win as an attacker, you need to coordinate as a team, and you don't need that as much on defense, and that's why it's a bit easier.
Yeah, SiNister feeling a lot more confident now. Some smiles bopping along to the music, why not? Don't know what music, but we'll say music.
Look, the rhythm of destiny.
It hurts. No, look, SiNister are definitely all smiles at this point.
They're looking like a new man, new team.
Yep, certainly are. A revitalized SiNister now can actually look to take this map, which if you'd even told me that 4 rounds in, 3 rounds in, I would have said you're barking mad, but it has been all but secured at this point for SiNister.
Well, I think you're getting ahead of yourself, but...
Always. Always. That's my job, to get ahead of myself. It's your job to pull me back in.
All right. Whoa there, Manic. We saw Copper go for a bit of an early peak, just to more of scare the opponents rather than rely on getting that early spawn peak. It's not something you really want to commit to as a defender. No Twitch this time, and Twitch was very helpful for Fury.
And they've got the Maestro, so they will have a lot of the supportive utilities. They make their way in, the smokes and the fire as well.
Yeah, they've got... Yeah, that's exactly the point I was about to make. You read my mind.
Beat you to it.
Got the Capitao, so they're going to be able to smoke deep, fire deep, and not have to worry about ADSs, because the smokes, the firebolt and the smoke bolts are not affected by any of the ADSs.
Let's hope that they can take down some of these Maestro cams and maybe get in nice and early. They haven't been able to take full effect of it yet. There we go. So Rock just taking his time as he comes around the corner. That's one gone. I'm sure there's one more there right behind the car that Warden's been able to spot out. So one more EMP grenade. They've still got all the utility left on Golden, who is, of course, Capitao. This should be perfect for Fury. They couldn't ask for a better situation.
Shade doesn't want to push the one in bathroom, but he does. Right? He wants to, but there's one at the hatch that he can really feel is there. He's going to make sure that the rotate's not going to come on through, as Spruce is going to drop in behind. And he's going to join him, and Spruce is going to find Luna. They're in behind here. That's 2 quick ones for Spruce, and he's got back up here. We're going to see Nico find one and Fisho as well before Warden can trade right back onto Fisho, leaving it all up to Copper. 1v3 and has to retake.
I believe, though, this could be really scary because he's quite a sharp player. There goes Shade. The diffuser still is not down. They're not even on site. Copper now starts to rotate back up onto the first floor. Bit of information now gained.
Well, he's completely rotated off site after he retook it. When both those attackers are offside, and Rock's there to finish it off. And Fury, after 5 rounds in a row against them, managed to win one more and bring it to match point.
Of course, trust it to be Fury that leave it until the last possible round to take it to overtime or win it. None other. None other. But it was a much nicer round. They didn't even need the Capitao in the end. They didn't need that garage push. Obviously, even though they do use it, puts them under stress.
It's one of those things where they completely subverted the expectations, right? They're like, we're going to open up garage, work on taking out those Maestro cameras, but then bam, we're in behind.
How does it go?
Bam.
Scared the crap out of me.
Did I?
I don't know why, it was just really loud in my ear then.
Oh,
so
was it?
That's all right. We're back into it. Capitao. He will be. Capitao coming back through. Lobby will be picked for the defensive side, and this is do or die for SiNister. They lose this, they lose map 1. We then head to Bank with Fury up.
it'd be such a sad storyline to see them try and come back so much and then fall at the final hurdle here, SiNister.
That's something that could definitely start to landslide a little bit in the old noggin.
The old noggin.
The old noggin, but for now, it's not the concern. The concern is taking this to overtime after putting in so much effort. 4-2 half just won't be good enough for SiNister. They are prepping. They have been so successful in nearly everything that they've done. Pop up, happy to take this aggressive peak, but also probably needs to be careful still. 2 of the systems left.
This is match point. Is that the time you go for the spawn peak? Oh, Copper says yes.
I guess there's 2 sides to that coin. Is it the time? Probably not. Is it the time? Well, you might catch them off guard because they're not thinking that you're going to be spawn peaking. So.
Because it's not the time, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's the catch-22. But for now, they will be taking top floor control. Oh my word, Spruce! He's missed an absolute sitter once more.
Free kill, and he's given Fisher Guy another chance at life. He said, all right, take another shot if you want, mate. I'll only do a bit of damage, but he is going to be downed by, I believe that was Warden on the Thermite. Are they aware that he's been downed, however? I don't know. He might be able to drop this hatch and get revived.
Doesn't look like he's even moved so far. Shade just on the outside as well, looking for the direct line in, but Copper maybe trying to get across to revive. Oh my word, geez, that would be one way to go out of a map, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there we go. He's going to drop and fully revived here by Vicious. Bit of a risky spot, but in the end, no harm, no foul. He's more HP than what he was when he started off in there, wasn't he?
Technically so. Warden needs to be careful right now. Luna is right on that window. And he goes through the Legion mines at the very least. They will be able to get that information, but there's still a couple crawling around.
Thing is that they have lost control of meeting room here, SiNister, and is such a vital part of this map. But there's Copper to find the opener onto Rock, who has been massive for Fury so far. So great pick for SiNister.
Yeah, Copper is stuck, or was stuck for a second. Maybe if the suppressive fire had held for a moment longer, might have been able to keep them right in prime position. Vicious taking down Warden. It's all falling apart. Spruce can only find the one. Shade and Golden need to try and save this one, but how nice is that from SiNister? OT we go.
5-1, back to 5-1.
That is a very decent effort to come through from SiNister. I mean, you know, you were saying, yeah, we've seen things like that before, you know, 5-1 to 5-1, but still probably want a little bit more out of Fury there.
OT though,
OT.
2 rounds in it. Well, 2 rounds that you have to win out of 3.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Only took the boys from Mind Freak 2. Right in that last quarter-final, so what trend are we going to see? SiNister, do they take the momentum, the confidence from the first in toward, or rather the regulation in toward overtime, or are Fury able to bounce back on some very strange plays?
I must say that we have been seeing Fury get more than the one person into the bomb site now, right?
Yep.
And it's like they're listening to me. They know what I'm thinking.
I took the headsets off secretly without listening.
No. Don't say that.
I'm kidding. Twitch, I'm kidding. No. This is, of course, just for map 1. But a nice start would ensure a safer road ahead for either of these teams. It is Fury's map pick into the next map. This consulate being SiNister's. They realistically, I mean, you know, you go by the veto system, they can't afford to lose this, can they?
Yeah, you always have to assume that you're going to win your own map pick, right?
Yep. You know what they say about assuming?
Yes, I do. All right, Copper taking some early damage. It's him being nice and aggressive on the early as he's been so far.
Here's the question. How are Fury going to attack this? Because realistically, none of their attacking have really looked, you know, they realistically haven't looked good at all.
I think what they need to do is they just need to keep it simple. Stupid.
Jeez.
That was close.
That was, I mean, talk about keeping things simple. That's probably as simple as it comes, just
Ooh.
running. Oh, okay, there we go. Golden. Nicely done. Trying to flush Luna out, instead gets the kill.
Well, we didn't quite see how that went down, but either way, it is FURY in the driving seat this first round of OT here. Looks like she was trapped in the corner of bathrooms. I think she was dead either way, but you got to decide to just run anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know how lit she was before that happened, but just got to decide to run anyway. And if you die, you were dead anyway if you stayed there.
So that was a lot of information being gained by Rock there. I'm not entirely sure when he saw the defender directly on site. It was behind the couch, but Copper does have the long line down toward long desk, and Vicious just waiting nice and close. Doesn't have the shotgun out like we saw Rock, but still will give them a good opportunity. They're starting to repel and put a little bit more pressure on here, Monkey.
Well, they've got a minute and 15 seconds to start to make their way into the bomb site. I honestly think that FURY are trying to make this too complex. I think they just need to do something simple, which, you know, they've been able to, you know, quite simply just get their way into bomb sites. And there's Shade to find Copper. That's one way to keep it simple. Just shoot him. Oh, Nico tries to get the 180, but that's not happening as Spruce shuts him down, leaving it all up to Vicious and Fisho. In fact, it is just Fisho who's been discovered outside, and he'll be shut down. FURY reclaim that match point.
After 6 attacking rounds, they get one, and straight into OT, they get another. This now, match point for FURY.
And they get to defend now.
Yep, this is their comfort right now. This is exactly where they want to be. Question is, do they go basement? Do they go lobby? Do they go upstairs? If history serves correct, they will go downstairs.
Yes, they've been favouring the garage as their starting point, haven't they?
Yep. Again, though, it's history. I can't exactly speak for it too much, but they do bring in the Thermite and the Thatcher. Rock's going to go for the Bandit.
Garage indeed.
And the Vigil as well.
We saw it used to great effect with Acme.
Yes, we did.
We haven't really seen much of the Vigil so far today, have we?
Well, a team like Mindfreak that you know are going to be doing their due diligence and you know, doubling down on the droning. I mean, a lot of the times within the first 20, 30 seconds of the round, you saw literally just a wave of drones coming from north to south, and you've got that Vigil. Well, you're going to be in a bit of trouble.
SiNister lineup hasn't really changed from when they last did attack, though, which I find to be a bit of a worrying sign here, Manic.
Slightly concerned for the roster and trying to solidify this. Here's the question: how good is Rock on the old Bandit trick? Can he juggle?
As I said, this bomb site really doesn't. It's where like bandit tricking was kind of first incepted, along with Chalet. But you know, with the destructibility of the floor above, it's really not worth it to try and bandit trick it. He's probably just going to replace them down and
back away.
Run away.
Use up some EMPs, why not? You've also got Warden still on the Maestro, so some evil eyes as well. Bit of the electronical devices yet to be used. They don't have the IQ, but Thatcher might be enough at this point. Rock's still just on the other side. Vicious now starting to peek on through. We'll get the information, spotted and backed away.
So he's doing a bit of a soft bandit trick, right? He's batteried up 2 and he's left 1 soft. So he only has to put it down on 1 if they don't put out the Thatcher, and you know, that's going to be completely opened up thanks to you know, the great synergy between the Zofia and of course the Thatcher and Thermite.
And we've seen, you know, we see this quite often, just the slight execute in terms of, you know, the gadgets, the utility that you have on the team, and that's one that we see quite often with both, like you're saying, Zofia, Thatcher, Thermite. Saw it a lot on Clubhouse earlier, both the jacuzzi wall and the CCTV wall, but if you can nail it, it's absolutely perfect. You saw it there. It gave no opportunity to even be able to get that animation started, let alone have it cancelled. So we'll just be playing from in behind White Van for now.
Still have the Maestro up. Yeah, Maestro camera up. Still 5v5. No one's taken any damage yet, Manic.
Can get a little bit worrying at this point with so much time that's kind of starting to dwindle away. And they haven't made their way in. Haven't been able to push too far downstairs or down the back end. But what they've done is they have alleviated the pressure from Piano, and Spruce has been spotted, so he just needs to tread with a little bit of caution.
Yeah, they know he's by pipes, and they've obviously given the call out. The floor bang almost come on out, and he's going to have to vacate that area. SiNister are in a position to start the plant, but is there going to be the denial? And, well, okay, what's Spruce going to be able to do here? As they peek out and kind of look at each other, Shade will find Luna. And there's going to be Spruce stepping up and finding Fisho, putting us into a 5-on-3 here.
The thing is, Spruce has just garnered so much attention across toward those exits. Look at how many players they've had to flush there to ensure that Spruce still isn't just sticking around, still isn't going to be a pain in the backside. They have to flush it out now. Shade's coming from behind. This is all about to unravel for SiNister. This could be the end if we see this. Shade's going to take his time. Instead of vaulting over the top, making the noise, he has made the way down. Free kill onto Copper. 2 players remaining, and they're falling like flies. Spruce, he holds strong, trying to find the free kill behind Van. There we go. Fury will take map number 1 in overtime.
Bit of an interesting end there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an end, right? It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was actually a little bit anticlimactic from the 5-1 start.
Yeah, it was a great fight back from SiNister. But as soon as they lost their defense in overtime, I was like, I think this might be over.
Yep.
And, you know, Fury definitely held out in that last defense very strongly. I think it was flawless, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We'll say yes. We'll just say yes at that point.
We'll just say well done.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
And Sam doesn't say things like, "Oh, I knew it was going to be over for them," because then it wouldn't be over for them, would it, Sam? That's how that works.
Yeah. I'm cursed like that.
So 10 rounds won by the defense in regulation.
I know you're itching to
And then
get your numbers in
first
there.